So I guess the Vinsmokes and the Germa double six are the Nazis of One Piece. Um, Chapter 839 of One Piece. I shall never forget the debt that I owe you. Um, this week's chapter was a lot about the Vinsmoke family, how they interact with each other, um, their like motives, their kind of little beliefs, and we get to see a lot of, um, I guess, um, like we remember a lot of what Sanji's beliefs are. With like the food and um, why you should never waste food and that kind of stuff. So the chapter starts off, and they're talking about the broccoli war and how um, Doflamingo was supplying the weapons for presumably the main government of Broccoli Island, and how Ichiji and Niji went over there and ended the war, and how they made some pretty good money off of it. And it's interesting to hear Yonji talk about how they should have split their forces into two, battle each other, and make the war last longer so that they get more money from it. And Niji or someone else says, that would just make us no better than pirates. But they're still really interested in the money. And so then I guess Reiju, she starts talking about how the reverie's coming up and how I got to prepare for that. And Judge Vinsmoke is saying that this is probably going to be the last time they're invited to the reverie, and that this is getting them one step closer to their ultimate plan. And their ultimate plan is going to be kind of interesting to see how it all plays out and why the reverie is like so important to their plan. Not really sure why that is, but um, if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it was really cool seeing their whole meeting room because it has like a lot, really like a Nazi vibe. They have the judges sitting in front of behind that eagle, um, and it has the double six on there, and there's all those banners that have the double six and stuff like that. And if you Google search the there's the like Nazi eagle has there's a black eagle with the Nazi symbol, and it looks just like with the swastika. It looks just like the eagle that was featured in this chapter, and so we really get like a feel of like the villainy of the Germa double six and the Vinsmokes. And so um, then the Vinsmokes are all sitting around a table, they're eating and stuff, and um, Niji starts trying to, harass Sanji and like really make him feel like shit. And um, Sanji's sitting there and he's not even affected by it. All he says is, Niji, finish your food. You got some left over. And Niji's like, oh man, this? Like, no, I don't want this. I already had some chocolate. This stuff. It's good. It's gross. It's no good to me. It's kind of gross. And so Sanji's like, no man, like eat it now. Like don't waste any food. Don't throw it away. And Niji's getting all pissed, and then he calls out the head chef, Cosette, and he's like, like Cosette, stand there. I'm gonna throw this plate of food at you, and goes to throw it, and Sanji just catches it immediately, and his reflexes are on point, and he's like, no, like don't. Why would you ever throw that to? Like, why would you ever try to harm a woman like this? And you see Reiju, and then you see everyone interact, and Reiju's like, like, oh, what a gentleman. And Reiju's character is really interesting to me. I'm very curious to see how she plays out with this arc in the future events of One Piece. I'm kind of split on whether or not I feel like she kind of reminds me of how Robin acted in Alabasta. So maybe Reiju will become like an ally later on, but she might just also be like this very manipulative person. It's kind of up there for me. Not sure that, but I'm really excited to see how it plays out with her. And so then it goes on, and Niji is about to attack Sanji, and after Sanji's like kind of complimenting Cosette on her cooking and everything, and there's food on the ground, and Sanji's kind of eating it up, and it reminds me of how like Zora, like ate the rice cakes and saying how it was so good and stuff like that back in the way beginning of One Piece. But so Niji's about to attack Sanji, and he's about to kick him in the face. And before he makes that like first impact, Judge yells out, he's like, "Niji, stop!" So he stops like right before it hits Sanji's face, and the blast of the kick goes like beyond Sanji, and it looks like there's a little lightning bolt and stuff. And so it reminded me a lot of other like kind of series, and especially like One Punch Man. There's a scene in there where it's kind of similar. Um, but yeah, so they're talking, and like Sanji is saying how like he thinks that like everyone in this family is a bunch of scum. That he doesn't even want to be associated with any of these guys. And so then Judge he pulls out a piece of paper, and he's like, I knew that you were going to be like trouble, but I didn't want to, this is basically our trump card, and it's a picture of Zeph, and Sanji just becomes like, white faced, cold, and like shocked, and he's saying that, Big Mom, they have spies all around the world, and they have people at the Baratia, and they are watching over that the restaurant, and if Sanji were to act out of line or anything like that, they give the word, and then that whole restaurant's gonna be wiped out. And it's interesting that it's Big Mom's crew that is doing it, and not the Germa, because if they were just to defeat, like if Luffy and company were just to defeat like the Germa, then yeah, you know what, like it's fine. Like the everyone at the Baratia would be okay. But with Big Mom's crew is like so expansive and so large, and we understand like the depth of the power of the crew, and so yeah, I don't know how, unless Luffy and everyone makes a big truce with Big Mom, unless they kind of reveal like the information that the Vinsmokes are trying to double cross them or something like that. I don't know how Sanji is gonna be able to save Zeph and the Baratia and everyone there. It's really interesting. So goes on. Sanji's remembering all the stuff that Zeph taught him, and about cooking, about the philosophy of food, about finishing your what's on your plate, his time when he was starving, his goodbye to him, and Zeph is like obviously he's super important to Sanji. Zeph is to Sanji as Shanks is to Luffy. It's huge. So of course like Sanji's gonna act right in line. So Sanji, he is like I'll do whatever you say, man. I'll just no more like acting out turn. And so then Judge says, yeah, okay, so we have a lunch meeting with Pudding and Big Mom later. So like be at your best. So Sanji leaves, and he sees that Corset is she's on the Cosette, she's on the ground, just beaten to a pulp, just completely bloodied, and bruises all over her eyes, just like really horrific. And he's holding her, and he's like, who could do this? Who could hit a woman like this and leave such an impact? And Yonji is like standing over in the corner, kind of laughing and saying like, oh, like it's probably Niji. I'm sure you want to get revenge on him. And Sanji's like, yeah, like he's worse than scum. He's beneath what scum is. And so Yonji says, before that, come with me. So they're walking, and Yonji says, remember when we were kids, and there was like this secret room that we always wanted to go into? Well, now we're gonna go into it. And so they walk in. It's this giant laboratory, and in the center of it, there's these giant like capsules with like water tanks with people inside them, and there's scientists on the ground like taking notes and stuff like that. And Yonji is saying that, you know, like we have a certain type of, we have 54 of these guys, we have 30 of these guys, we have 20 of these kinds, and it appears to be that they're all like clones and stuff. And it was really interesting seeing the very last panel, seeing the guy who's in there, because it looks a lot like Virgo, the guy who obviously is one of the commanders of the Doflamingo pirates. And yeah, so I'm curious to see if there's any connection between Virgo and the Germa 66, which I don't know if there would be, just based on the way that the Germa 66 seems to not like pirates. But I don't know. They're doing deals with Big Mom, so maybe they did a deal with Virgo in the past. Be kind of interesting seeing how Sanji did fight Virgo way back then. And yeah, so I don't know if these type of foot soldiers have always been with the Vinsmokes, or if this has been something new that after Sanji's left, they've been implementing these soldiers. But yeah, it was a really, really exciting chapter, and the year of Sanji's really like living up to the hype even more, because you know we got a lot of stuff about Sanji's character and a lot of the Vinsmokes this chapter. And I think next chapter, I don't think it's going to go right, and I don't think we're going to get answers right away to that laboratory. I think this might be a classic Oda just giving like a little cliffhanger at the end of the chapter, and then us going to like the next scene of events. And I think those next scene events, I think next chapter is going to be Pudding, Big Mom, Judge, and Sanji all having lunch together and all talking about the wedding and stuff like that. And I'm really curious to see how Sanji interacts with Pudding and in the presence of Big Mom. I think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be, you know, too assertive and like outspoken next chapter based on, you know, Zeph reveal. But really, I don't know what is going to happen with Zeph and the whole staff at the Baratia. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think is going to happen with the group back in East Blue. What do you think the big overall goal, besides just taking over all these other countries, what do you think Judge Vinsmoke's goal dealing with the Reverie is? And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it. I review One Piece chapters every week. I'm going to be reviewing Boku no Hero Academia chapters, and I might start doing anime episodes, but I also do theory videos and that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.